Hello everyone that is watching. I'm going to be doing a review and a quick installation of this KWS-1015 unit from Digital Octopus Radio. And I'm going to replace this stock head unit that's been in here for too many years. This is going to be my first time doing a review, so let me know how I do, and I might miss a few things, but I'll try to go over everything that I've done to change it out and everything. I'll do a quick recap. So let's get into it. Oh yeah, one more thing. So I will be recording in 0.6 times zoom, so everything will be wider, so it might seem a little smaller, but you could just use the head unit in your car as a measuring tool to see what this one will look like based on it. So alright, so before I install this one, I just wanted to give you guys a quick reference to one of their other products to see how it compares in size. And this one seems actually a lot bigger, as in height and width, obviously, but that is the other model they have, so that one looks pretty well as well. Alrighty, so the first thing is get some pry tools that won't damage your trim. So I have this little orange one, and all I did was pry up on this little trim right here with the gauges, and it should pull right out, and you shouldn't have to disconnect everything. You just lean it right here to the right. Hopefully there's not too much pressure on the wire. And then after that, there will be these two 7mm bolts, I believe. And then you just loosen those and then take them out. I'll be right back. Alright, so I just took those two bolts off. And the next thing you're going to do is, it might seem a little scary, but pry into the top of it. I already did it, so it's already out. But put your pry tool into the top of the stock head unit and just pull back. Oh, that didn't sound good. Oops. And then there will be three clips. One like right here, and right here, but in the back of this head unit. And then just pull back, pull up and back. I would show you, but I need both my hands, so. Alright, so once you're able to get that out, there will be a little harness right here. And you're just going to disconnect that with this little clip that you push in. And then you pull it out. And then it should be completely out. Also, it just occurred to me that if you do have an automatic, you will have to put it in, turn the key to the first where it's dinging, and then put it in drive, so that way you can get anything out. But if you have a manual, then you can just, yeah. Alright, next step, after you take all of that out, there will be 4 more 7mm bolts. So you just take those out, and then this will come out, and then there will be more harnesses and wires that you need to unplug, and then after that, the entire radio will be out, the stock headed unit. Alrighty, so after taking out those 4 bolts and pulling this forward, there will be this big harness right here that you take off, and then these two wires. This is for the this is for FM, and this is for the XM radio, I believe. But this one won't be reused, but this one will. Also, these 3 clips from your stock head unit, these white clips right here, will have to be reused. So you have to take these off and put them right on this one, and this one, so that way they can clip into here. So I'll do that right now. Alright, so I got the that white part out, disconnected all the harnesses and the wires, took off the clips off the old head unit and put it on this one. So now you just have to plug in all the wires, which is on the YouTube channel Digital Octopus Radio. He actually does a video on where to plug all this stuff into and how it plugs into there, and where you should put the chime speaker, the GPS antenna, and the Wi-Fi. So I already did all that, but if you want to watch how to do that, I'll put a link in the description on his video so you can watch that and do it yourself. It's very quick. It only takes like 10 minutes to do that. You just put it on inside all the wires inside your house on the head unit, so that way you could just put plug and play. It's only about 3 wires. So it should be very quick. I will be back when it's all done. Alright, cool. So I got everything wired into the car. Everything's wired perfectly. You do get 2 USB cables right here. USB 2.0, I believe. Maybe 3.0? 2.0, I believe. So you can put those in the glove box. Then you also get a separate microphone that you could just put in the glove box for now, because I haven't wired it up, like, put it where it's supposed to go. So the next objective is just to, these 3 clips just go into here, 1, 2, 3, and then the 2 screw holes at the bottom for those 2 bolts from earlier. So I'm gonna put this in, and then it should be done and ready to go. All right, I got it in. So quick note, right here, make sure you press in where the clips are to make sure they're actually in. And then you put in that 2 bolts. You're not gonna reuse those 4 from earlier for that white thing because we're not putting that back in. So put in those 2 bolts and then put this back on and just press down on the trim because there's also clips. And then after that, we could turn on the car and see what happens. Alrighty, so I put everything back together. I haven't turned it on, but I'm about to do that right now. One quick note. These gauges were extremely hard to put back into place because it's such a tight fit. But for a minute I was like, I didn't think it would fit, but it ended up fitting, so everything's good. We're good. And then let's see. Well, psych, just kidding. All right, found my keys. Let's turn it on. Oh yeah, that's right, I had my AC on. I'm not sure how to use any of this. Sorry for the glare. Okay, so oh, another thing, I did put a screen protector on here. I kind of failed, so I will order another one. I just looked on Amazon the screen size and this one popped up. It seems to fit pretty well. I just missed the bottom a little bit, so therefore it's above the screen itself. But let me check the apps. I'm not sure if it's not responding because of the screen protector, or I'm pretty sure that's it, because I have another product from Digital Octopus Radio and that one works pretty well. Alright, so let's see, we have APK installer still. It is an Android operating system, so you can, anything you can install on Android phones you can install on here. CarMate, I'm not sure what that is, but so you can connect your, wait, let me turn on the AC real quick. Alright, so this is where the review officially begins. So before I say anything about the screen or go into all the settings and everything, the screen itself costs $1,200 US, which is pretty pricey. And it's on digitaloctopusradio.com. I'll put that in the description. They do have other options. Later in the video, I'll show you another product that they have in the other car that I have. But it looks pretty nice. It makes the car look much more modern than the stock head unit. The next goal for me is I want to get the digital dash that they have. So that should hopefully be coming in a few months because that one's pretty pricey as well. So that might be a while. But on top of that, they do have a reverse camera that you can add with it. I did order it, and I ordered them together actually, but unfortunately they shipped them separately for some reason. So I got the screen, but the backup camera won't be here for another 2 weeks. So I just decided to install it right now. But I will be able to show you what the backup camera looks like, because on the other car with the other screen, I do have the same camera. So right now, if I put it into reverse, you'll hear you'll see no display because I don't have a camera. But now we know what it takes up. It takes up pretty much the entire screen. So yeah. All right, and this is what, from the driver's point of view, 0.6 times zoom. Screen looks pretty nice. The thing that I do like so far is that it has these the AC and heater knobs. So the other screen I have, it doesn't have the knobs, which it makes it look much more cleaner, yes, but if you're driving down the highway going 70-80 miles per hour, it's very dangerous to try to look at the screen and then just try to find the air conditioning unit, and then if you want to put the heater on, you have to tap it multiple times. But with this, what I just figured out is on one of them, so this car doesn't have dual climate control, so on one of them you can have the actual number of what you want. So for some reason I think this one is in Celsius, and then I just put this one to Fahrenheit. But for the one on the left, you can have it as the actual number, so if you want it on low temperature or high temperature. And then the one on the right, you can decide how high you want it. And then if you press it one more time, you can put the seat warmer corresponding to each seat. So if on the right you put seat warmer, it'll be for the passenger seat. And then for this one, if you put the seat warmer, it'll be for this one. Another thing is that these knobs, every time you mess with them, it pulls up a screen on the actual screen itself. I found out a way to disable that. If you go in the settings, you can disable that so that way it never pops up. Or when it does pop up, you can have a timer. So for example, I believe this one is set to 8 seconds. Oops. My screen seems very not responding to my touches, but I'm assuming it's because I put a screen protector on, because my other screen doesn't have an issue like this at all. So here you have Wi-Fi, so you can use your phone's hotspot. Data, same thing. If you data, actually, if you use a you can get a service provider for your car. EQ, you can mess with if you like audio subwoofers, you can mess with everything. I just leave it on pop. I think it sounds pretty decent overall in every song. It sounds much better than the stock head unit, in my opinion. Screensaver, I think that's just the background. Settings, which I'll go into in a minute. Suspension, I'm not sure exactly what that means. I never messed with that. Menu, not sure what that is either. Clear memory, I think that's just if your screen is being laggy or if anything is not responding, just clear it and restart it. Screenshot, take a screenshot of whatever you're on. Restart, if in case it's being buggy, you can restart it. And then the brightness and the audio. Also, quick note, all the steering wheel controls do work on the screen. So yeah, let's go into the settings. Alright, so I do apologize for the glare as well. So we have network, which is, hotspot, or you can connect to Wi-Fi to your house if you're close enough. Display, the brightness, that's what it looks like on 0. When it's nighttime, it does get way darker than this, I believe, because the other one does. Just leave it on auto or 10. Wallpaper, you can change this. Oh, the theme, I believe, of the actual, when you're at the home screen. Dark theme, or you could I put this one for now. See? And then sound priority, I didn't mess with any of that. Device ringtone, navigation, background music, general. So sleep time. So this is when you turn the car off if you want it to turn on right away. Like it won't load. And then panel light setting, I believe that's just for the headlights for if you're on the car. If this guy, watch, let me turn on my lights. Yeah, his lights will turn on and then the screen will dim. So we'll just follow the lights according to your car. If your lights turn on automatically or if they don't, then that'll depend on that. Recorder application, I think you can record off of this. App settings, everything that pretty much your normal Android phone will have. Car battery level, I like having that because I like seeing my volts. Phone battery, if you're connected to Bluetooth, I haven't done that yet. Video output setting, I believe that's for reverse. Oh no, it's right there. So I do have show temperature on, and I changed it right here at temp norm to Fahrenheit. Steering wheel controls, you don't want to mess with that because they're already all preset. Door display, so when you open your door, or they open the right door. And that chime, by the way, is from the new chime. So front radar display, I think that's the lights. Reverse, you can mess with all this I'll mess with all this when I get my camera, but I'll show you in the other car what the camera looks like and everything. Voice, I'm not sure what that is. So you can't change the theme. This is the theme that it comes with automatically, but they do have a theme app. Yeah, right here, theme. You have to connect to your Wi-Fi or hotspot. I believe it's like $8, but there are some pretty nice themes that you can just have running in the background, and as you drive, this car will also move with you and it'll display your speed. I'm not sure why it shows kilometers. I looked in the settings, I couldn't find out how to change it to miles per hour, but in the other one I was able to change it to miles per hour. And then yeah, you have Bluetooth, and then you can use radio, FM if you want, or if you get a USB stick and download your music or movies, you can put onto here, legally of course. And then you can go into your music or video and watch on here. Obviously not while you're driving, you don't want to be a distracted driver. So application installer, you can install games on here. It's literally like an Android phone. You can download games through the App Store, Play Store. CarMate, I believe that's GPS maybe. Settings, theme, voice, weather, air conditioning, which it would just pop up for 8 seconds is what I have it at when you mess with the thing. Aux, that's useless nowadays. Bluetooth. Boot animation. So this one's actually cool. I don't know why, but mine didn't come preset with it, but my other one came with the Chevy logo. So every time you turn it on, the Chevy logo shows up. But this one just shows the Android animation. I believe hopefully there will be an update soon, because this is one of the first units that have come out, I think. Car settings, not sure what that is. For the reverse camera. Chrome, you need to have your hotspot connected. DSP. Oh, that's just your EQ, equalizer. Facebook's pre-installed on there. File manager, in case you download anything. Like I said, this is the Android unit. Google, gyroscope, because the GP, you have the GPS satellite. Music. Oh, sorry for that cut. Play Store, you can download all your apps. Quick Pick for all your photos. The radio, the actual radio itself. Steering wheel controls. T-Link, I believe that's where you can do Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I personally don't like using that. I like Bluetooth, but video and then YouTube. So it seems pretty quick though. There's no issue. It doesn't seem laggy. Yeah, the touch issue, but I believe that's because my screen protector that I put on there. This car will drive. I would show you, but it's kind of hard to drive and shift at the same time while holding the phone, and that's not legal. But yeah, it looks much more modern, much better than the stock head unit. And then, so with the other stereo radio that I have, I noticed that when I turn off the key, it does not stay on like the original head unit. So, like until you open the door. So let's see right now if this one does it. Still responding. Oh, everything still works. The lights it dimmed. Brightness is at 10. I believe it's because it thinks the car is... Well, I have my sunshade, so it's not too bright in here. So when I open the door... Okay, yeah, it turns off. And then when we turn it on, it should just turn on automatically. There should be no delay, I believe. Yep, right away, and the AC turns on because that's how I had it. So yeah, push it. You can adjust the fan. You can do this on both of them if you want, but there's no point in having them both on the fan. So what I like to do is have one on the actual numbers itself, low, high, and then the other one on the fan. And then if you click it one more time for each of them, or this one twice, I guess, you can put the seat warmers on. And then here's all the settings. This one is directly towards me, your feet and you, just your feet, the windshield and your feet, I believe. To the windshield, recirculating, off, the back window, seat warmers, I think. Oh yeah, it just puts them to that. AC, so if you want the AC on or not. Then your gauges still work and everything. I will say you can't really see the top two gauges, unfortunately, when you're driving, because the screen just covers it unless you look down. I'm not sure what just happened. Oh, I clicked on something. But yeah, the screen looks pretty well. It looks pretty good. And then makes it look much more modern, of course. And then if you get the digital dash as well, which it is actually pretty pricey. I think it's at $1,500 on Digital Octopus Radio. That one is also really pricey. So it's pretty much one or the other if you want to get one. Or if you can afford both, then yeah. But this one looks much better. I'll show you the head unit. Looks much better. I'll show you more settings you could probably do on this screen with my other screen, because I've already done so much more on that one. So I'll be right back. Alright, so I am in the other 5th gen Camaro. This one is all green. And then this is the other screen from Digital Octopus Radio. It looks very similar to the Chevy MyLink, except it doesn't have those ugly knobs for the AC and the heater, which I personally like. It makes it look much more cleaner. Looks OEM-ish. Some people can tell. But this one looks like. This one is an automatic, so. Alright, so this one is the KWS-1015, this screen. And it looks much better than the stock head unit for sure. It is pretty tiny compared to the other one. I think it's the same height, pretty much, the screen itself actually, but it is not as wide, obviously. And I'll tell you the pros and cons, in my opinion, so far. So this one, it looks nice, it looks clean, not too big, it's not too small, and it makes the car look modern, correct? But this is what I was talking about. When you're going 70, 80 down the highway, and you have to navigate to the air conditioning, and I want to put the heater on, I'm trying to look forward while I'm driving while messing with the options, all the settings. So that is one downside, but it makes it look much cleaner without having the knobs. So, and this one, I did buy a theme, so this one looks pretty nice. The car down the middle, he moves while I'm driving. The lights are on because I have the sunshades on, so the car thinks it's dark. So if I turn it off, it should get brighter. His lights are off. He does drive with me, so that's pretty cool. It is in miles per hour. And then song if you have Bluetooth or if you have a USB drive, which I also do have one in here. This one is very responsive. Every time I touch it, it works perfectly, no issues. I don't have a screen protector on this one, so that's probably why. It looks much cleaner, in my opinion. Like, everything doesn't look so fat. I'm not sure if you could change that in the other one. But let me just show you some things that I've done on this one. So I've been when you have the lights on, these will come on. So if it's nighttime and you're driving, for example, everything in this car is green. So those, I have that as green. Chrome, boot animation. This one is the, it shows Android as well, but it has the, I think it's in the settings. This one is the Chevy logo. It just didn't show it because it has an option where if you turn it on, within 2 days, it will just automatically start. It won't have to do the boot animation, which is pretty amazing. File manager, music. Oh, this is what I was talking about, apps. So you can have Subway Surfers, Minecraft, Plants vs. Zombies, all these games, and you can all play them because it's Android. PlayStation 2 emulator, Hill Climb Racing. Waze is like Google Maps. You can use Google Maps or Waze. Spotify, which there's no really point if you have Bluetooth. Torque, this is really cool. This is what I use this one for. So if you click on Torque and have a OBD2, you can let it connect and you can see all your information. So, sorry for the glare. So for example, my revs right there, it says 600 right now. It gives you the exact number. It looks much better in person than on camera because there's no glare. Coolant right now is at 183. Fuel about 68%. Speed, so when I press the revs, it goes up. Trip, miles per gallon. You could also use it for fault codes, check if anything. So far I have no lights on my dash, so pretty good. 90,000 miles. Oh yeah, so the pros and cons of that other screen, the KWS-1015, is I don't really see any so far. I mean, I've only used it for like 20 minutes, so. But it looks clean, looks very modern. You have the HVAC knobs, so that way you don't have to, when you're driving down the highway, you don't have to mess with anything. You can just do it real quick. I guess it does cover up your gauges, so that is unfortunate. They also have that huge vertical screen that they sell. It's also around pretty expensive. I think it's about $1,500. That comes from up here to down here. That the issue with that, I believe, is well, you don't have your gauges anymore, your physical gauges. It does become digital on the screen, but if you have an automatic or even a manual and you're in first, third, or fifth gear, I believe you're I'm not sure how close it is, but I think your shifter is right next to the screen, so you can't really tap anything. That's why I decided to go for the horizontal long one. But yeah, it works. The other one seems pretty well. That makes the car look much more modern for sure. Everything you can do on this one, I'm pretty sure you can do with that one. I think they just need to update it more because it's brand new. It just came out. I have no issues with this one. This one looks perfect. It's much cheaper, so you could go with this one too. It replaces a head unit, obviously, in the same spot. It looks everything. It doesn't like exceed the like the other one, the area. So this is what this one looks like. It occurred to me that I forgot to show the backup camera. So this is what the backup camera looks like from their website, Digital Octopus Radio. Looks pretty decent. It's curved towards the ground, so when you're backing up, you can see if you're reverse parking, if there's a car behind you, you can see it very nicely. If there's lines on the floor, you can see it very nicely. So, and when you turn the steering wheel, it turns as well. So this is what it would look like on the other screen as well, because this is the exact same camera that I ordered. So I just wanted to put that in here real quick. And then yeah, when you put it in reverse, it pops up. As you saw from the other screen, it does the same thing. It looks much better in person than it does on camera. But yeah. So last thing I want to do before I end the video is locks. Unlocks instantly, works very well. Hazards works perfectly too. All this works. I did want to play music, but I don't have any uncopyrighted songs, non-copyrighted songs. But it sounds much better than the stock head unit, to me personally. So works really well too. I would take it for a drive, but I'm assuming this guy spins or drives with me like the other car, like the other screen. Both these products are from digitaloctopusradio.com. Check them out. Products are pretty nice, and they're keeping the 5th Gen Camaro alive, and they also have the digital dash. So yeah, if there's anything else you want to know, just leave it in the comments. If you liked it, leave a like, and tell me how I did. One last thing that I keep forgetting. The install time was about 1 hour and 10 minutes. If you're doing this without trying to explain anything, if you're just watching the video, it should take you about 30-40 minutes, really quick. And then if you add the backup camera, that's pretty easy as well. There's a video on his channel on Digital Octopus Radio on their channel. They show you how to do everything. But yeah, 30-40 minute install time maybe if you're doing it by yourself, doing it really quick, not trying to explain to a camera. But yeah, works well. Everything looks good. It looks much better.